There was a college football playoff game last night, the last of the semifinal games. Congratulations to Ohio State. They beat Texas. Sawyer with a strip sack and a return all the way to the end zone, and it's celebration time in Columbus. Texas fans are distraught. They thought Texas was finally back. They're not. And so you're looking at Ohio State and you're like, my God, based on what we've seen and based on how this whole thing has played out, they look like they're the best team in college football. They're a great team. Even when Texas felt like they had gotten some momentum back and had tied the game before halftime, the little screen pass to Henderson and he takes it to the house. And you just saw the air leave the bodies of Texas fans in that stadium. So you're watching that and you're like, all right, so we got Ohio State, we got Notre Dame, and like Notre Dame's a great team, and Ohio State's like an overwhelming favorite, like close to a double-digit favorite in the national championship game. It's like, man, Ohio State is the best team in college football. They're going to win a national championship. And you know the best part about that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And here's why. Because they've told you it doesn't matter. I mean, it's clear. They've told you. When you lost to Michigan, you told us everything we needed to know about the program and what really matters. Like, oh, they're the best team in college football. They're dominant. Look what they did to Texas, and look what they've done to all these other teams, and they're going to do the same thing to Notre Dame. Maybe. And then all of a sudden, somebody taps you on your shoulder and says, hey, I went to Michigan. Thoughts? You got nothing to say. And don't blame me. Like, don't blame anybody else who wants to have this conversation. You started this. You're the one that put a premium on the loss to Michigan. You did, not us. Like, if you ask me, I look at it, I go, big picture. Hey, if my team lost to this team, whatever. If we won a national title, who cares? Like, they're not, like, you haven't played in weeks. Have fun recruiting. Good for you. Oh, you got some big 5-star recruit. You need a little more help than that because you'd be playing in a national championship game or you'd be a playoff team if you had a little more help. That would be my thought. And in fact, I think that would be the thought of just about anybody. But Ohio State fans, no. The way that they handled that loss to Michigan, how distraught they were, the planting of the flag in the middle of the field. You had a politician trying to write it in as a law that it would be a violation. I think it might have been like a felony. Could have been a misdemeanor. Who cares? For the sake of the take, we'll call it a felony. Like, you went so above and beyond and handled that loss so poorly. I don't want to hear anything about, best team in college football. Yeah, but you're the one who has said for years now, Ryan Day's got to go. If he can't beat Michigan, this is like John Cooper all over again. Okay. So I don't want to hear anybody start all of a sudden coming around and saying, yeah, go Buckeyes. Horseshoes up. Like, I don't want to hear anything because you told us weeks ago, we were on the air when that game was playing out. And I remember discussing it on the air as the game was progressing. Hey, that stadium feels a little awkward right now. Almost like that fan base was expecting a wipeout. They were a 20-point favorite around that going into the game. And then all of a sudden, the game got a little tight towards the end, and Ohio State fans looked like they saw a ghost. The problem is, it's the same ghost who's made himself comfortable and at home the last 5 years. The same ghost who doesn't even try and scare you anymore. He's not like weaving his way through a keyhole or popping up out of a closet or some toilet somewhere in the home. No. He's got his feet up. He's got a beer in one hand. He's got a giant sandwich in the other. And when you walk out and you want to call Ghostbusters, he says, oh, don't worry about it. They ain't showing up. You called them for 5 years now. They ain't showing up. Not for you. Like, Dave, this is what Ohio State has done. They've put such an emphasis on what happens in that matchup that to try and all of a sudden talk about how great the team, that's fine. They're a great team. But everything I've been hearing for years now is none of it matters if you don't beat Michigan. That's what I've been hearing. Ohio State's the best team in college football right now. I don't think anybody would dispute that. But Ohio State's like a model with halitosis. You could be a rocket ship. You could be on the cover of every magazine, every IG post. There could be people fainting when you walk by. And the second you open your mouth, it's like somebody opened up a can of sardines. None of it matters. Oh, you're a 37 out of 10? Well, let's have a conversation. And the second you go to speak, people die. They've done this. Not me. Not you. They're the ones that have told us this. Ohio State fans have said this on this network. People who went to Ohio State have said on the network, hey, would you rather lose a national championship or beat Michigan, or win a national championship and lose to Michigan? Oh, I'd rather beat Michigan. Yeah, that's the important one. All right. So I'm watching the celebrations last night. I'm watching everybody happy about what's going on. I'm hearing it all and seeing it all. I'm just thinking to myself, but wait a second. You told us for years now, none of that matters for Ryan Day. Like, he may go win a national title. Like, the betting odds significantly favor Ohio State in this matchup over Notre Dame. They're going to be the national champion. In fact, they're going to be the national champions of the first ever playoff format, where you had to actually go through a little bit of a gauntlet to get to where you are. And none of it is going to matter. That's what you've told us to certain Ohio State fans. Because Michigan's always going to have that one on you. So look, I said it a week ago. I've said it before. When Nick Saban is critical of Ohio State fans, like, oh, listen, you've got this game, and you could win a national championship, and they've got some sort of a mental issue with Michigan, and they've got to get over it, and they've got a complex. It's like, well, yeah, that's what makes college football great. That's what makes that rivalry great. But it doesn't dismiss the fact that's a real thing, what he said. And there are Ohio State fans who are going to come away from this game, if they go out and they do what the betting odds would say and they beat Notre Dame, there are going to be Ohio State fans who are still not going to feel great about things. They're still going to look at it and go, man, great season, national champions, but God, Ryan Day, national championship as a head coach here at Ohio State. God, go for, but, oh man, you got to check her out. She got everything, brains, personality, but all of it. I mean, we're talking like the hottest thing in the world. And the second she opens her mouth, it's raining cod. I didn't do this. They did it. So it is a little funny to see all the other discussions and how great they are and the celebrate. You've been telling us everything for the past 4 or 5 years now. So they are a great team. They are a wonderful team. But it doesn't fix the fact that it smells like you've been brushing your teeth with trout for the last 4 or 5 years. I'm just saying.